relevant, reliable, and researched. This is Experts on Call, the show focused on delivering leading-edge news and information on today's most beneficial products and services. This is Experts on Call on AM 650.
And welcome back to this edition of Experts on Call. Key Pacific's Talk About Strata. Sterling Fox joined in studio by lawyer Veronica Franco and Tony Giventu of the Condominium Homeowners Association of British Columbia, who's having a much better day at speaking than I am. So I'm going to ask Veronica a question here that we got the strata fees. Tony identified strata fees and what those represent. And Veronica, you talked a little bit about special levies, what a special levy is. Now, it's important to talk about what happens when a strata owner fails to pay either a strata fee or a special levy. Now, you're the lawyer here. Does the law treat a special levy differently than an unpaid strata fee, or are they basically in law in the same category?
They're basically in the same category. So it doesn't matter whether it's special levies or strata fees that are in arrears or a combination of the two.
Okay.
You can still end up going down the road of an order for sale.
Okay, and this whole program began with a note already that as the 2012 numbers become clearer, and they are by the day, there has been an uptick in court-ordered order for sale proceedings against strata owners in our province, and that's all over British Columbia, not just here in the Lower Mainland or Vancouver Island. So when you are unable to pay your strata fees or your special levies, you're in touch with your strata council. So
right.
What do they do? What's the first procedure that they initiate because you're in arrears on your bills?
Well, the first thing that the Strata Corporation has to do is try to protect the strata fees, the outstanding strata fees and special levies from claims from other persons, like the lender, the mortgagee. And the way to do that is to file a certificate of lien. Now, in order to file a certificate of lien, you have to send a demand letter to the registered owner that lets them know how much is owing, and it lets them know when they have to pay. They're given 14 days to come up with the money, or the Strata Corporation in their letter will say they will file a certificate of lien.
Okay, let me stop you there because regrettably, most of us through our working lives have seen one of those nasty letters along the trail, and they're never fun to receive.
No.
So how much in arrears do you need to be before the nasty letter committee puts you in the crosshairs and sends you one?
Technically, as soon as the council has a meeting that approves the sending out of that demand letter, and it can be on 1 month's strata fee.
Seriously?
Yes.
They can toss you into court for not paying your 1 month strata fee?
Or your special levy. They could. I mean, practically speaking, the Strata Council is not likely to take you to court on 1 month strata fee.
I would hope not.
But they should seriously consider having at least a certificate of lien filed with respect to that strata fee. Because if they don't, then they are not secured creditors. The filing of the lien makes the Strata Corporation a secured creditor with respect to the strata fees and puts them in priority over other charges on title, including the mortgage.
Tony, what's a typical time spent between you being in arrears with your special levy or strata fees, or both in some cases, and a typical strata council deciding to file that lien claim on your unit and sending you the nasty letter?
Geez, it's a tough answer because we have to look at the bylaws of the strata. One of the challenges that we see in Strata Corporation bylaws is they will have something that stipulates there may be a 90-day period before they impose any collections.
Okay, right.
Right? If you are in arrears after 60 days or 90 days, the bylaw then says the Strata Corporation will send out a notice of a demand and then will proceed with a lien and then proceed with other applications. Well, that could easily be 3, 4, 5, or 6 months go by before you deal with that. One of the challenges, as Veronica said, is until you've actually filed that lien, you're not a secured person. You're not a secured creditor. You don't have the priority. Once the lien is filed, assuming it's been filed properly, only for those items you can lien for. Once the lien is filed, it secures the debt of the Strata Corporation above mortgages, above personal loans,
Okay.
and above other debts.
Okay.
So the Strata really has this amazing priority in British Columbia. It is quite unique to British Columbia also. It's something that protects our interests, which is one of the reasons why we don't see Strata corporations taking losses on collections and debts, which ultimately affects everybody else, which ultimately affects property values.
Right.
It's one of the reasons why our property values, that and mortgage insurance on failed mortgages, those two things together really contribute greatly to protecting property value. They protect the financial stability of those communities. Not everything is a priority, though. Filing the lien, getting the demand letter is not a big deal, really. The Strata is just doing its job.
Of course.
It's
no fun to receive, but it's not the end of the world.
But it can be done respectfully,
Yes.
right? This is a demand notice identifying that the following payment was not received by the Strata Corporation. You have 14 days to pay it, or to contact the Strata Council and advise if the amount has already been paid or if other arrangements have been made. There's time and flexibility to do that. If you're an owner, don't ignore those letters.
Right.
That's a bad news thing, because unlike other creditors, the Strata Corporation can move quickly, and it'll cost you a lot of money.
But Tony, there isn't a credit counselor anywhere in Canada that wouldn't advise contacting the party to whom you are indebted to attempt to make some kind of open dialogue, some kind of arrangement. At least let these people know you're alive and you're not ignoring them. You must, Veronica, encounter countless numbers of situations like this where communication is broken down. And gee, if only I'd picked up a phone or sent an email, none of this would have happened.
That's so true. I can't even count the number of times you have an owner who just buries their head in the sand, hoping that it will all go away. Whether they're ashamed that they don't have the money, whether they don't know how to get themselves out from under the debt, not even, brainstorming that perhaps the Strata Council would be prepared to accept a payment plan that would allow them to catch up on their arrears of strata fees, particularly in the early days. It's easy to catch up on 1 or 2 months of strata fees, but you let it go for 6 months, a year, 2 years, and all of a sudden you owe thousands of dollars.
Right.
How tough is that to catch up?
Right.
Well, and you're also going to be paying the cost of filing the lien.
Yes.
You're going to be paying the legal costs associated with it. There are going to be additional costs that start to compound. There may be a rate of interest. The bylaws may actually prescribe that overdue strata fees are charged a rate of interest of 10% per annum.
Oh, boy.
So you start taking all of those and you start calculating each and every one of those, and you could find that the 3 months of strata fees that you owed 6 months later actually has doubled in what you really have to pay.
Okay, Veronica, let's return to the process. Now, however swift or not the council is at getting the letter to you, eventually you receive notification that you are behind. You're in arrears, you owe X, you've got 14 days to come up with the cash or some kind of arrangement to pay it, or what?
The letter is supposed to set out what the or what is. And usually it says, or we are going to file a lien, or we're going to file a certificate of lien and commence legal proceedings without further notice to you.
Okay. Okay,
So,
and that means once the 14 days clicks by and you haven't acknowledged it, then come what may, you've sort of brought it upon yourself.
exactly. I mean, that letter is hopefully the letter that wakes you up and says, okay, they are serious about this, particularly if it comes from a lawyer. They are really serious about this, and I better do something before we go down a road that becomes extremely expensive.
Well, you're one of the lawyers that people go to see. How many people, what percentage of people go, oh my gosh, all right, time to dip into the old bank account and come up with some dough now for a lawyer on top of what I owe? What percentage of people are left? What percentage of people go, forget it, I'm not going to deal with this, let them do whatever they want?
It's from my point of view, it's a surprisingly high number.
Really?
We actually
I expected the opposite.
No, we don't actually end up with a significant number that go all the way to a sale.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say probably, I don't know, maybe 5% at most actually end up going to a sale. But the banks, for example, who run in priority after the strata corporation will sometimes come in and pay the debt, pay the strata arrears to protect their interest and their equity in the property. Exactly.
Of course.
So when that happens, the owner has continued to bury their head in the sand, but it's the lender that pays. So sometimes they get bailed out by the lenders, and they still don't contact the strata corporation. And then their lenders bail them out, and 2 months later, they're back in arrears again. So we get repeat offenders as well.
What are the penalties, Tony, for this delinquent behavior that results in the filing of a lien against your strata unit? And what are the other penalties? What are the potential consequences of this negative behavior?
Well, the worst consequence, of course, is losing your home, losing your credit rating, maybe going into bankruptcy. Those are the worst consequences. But the compounding costs are really the costs of filing liens, the legal services associated with it, the collection services. Someone's going to try and collect it.
Right.
And this is not something, if you have an owner who is behind in 3 months of strata fees and they haven't paid a special levy, this is not a process that drags on for years. This is a fairly quick, expedited process. If they haven't dealt with it, the Strata Corporation has to remember, we, the Strata Council, have a duty and a responsibility to protect the Strata's interests and collect this money. And their phone call within a short period of time should be to legal services to instruct their legal counsel, we're proceeding with an application to the courts for an order for sale proceeding. That's our next instruction.
Veronica, is the Strata Council, to whom the unit holder is in arrears, is the Strata Council obliged to inform the mortgage holder, the bank, or the credit union that this turkey's behind in his payments here, and if you haven't noticed on your balance sheets, you're going to, because we're going after him now? Is that, do those conversations take place?
Usually when...
Minus the turkey part,
yes, of course. Usually when a strata corporation has come to me, we automatically inform not just the mortgage holders, but any other charge holders that are on title, to give them an opportunity to come and protect their interests in the property.
Oh, I see.
And that's how we end up with lenders or other charge holders coming in to bail out the owner. Under the Strata Property Act itself, there is no obligation to notify the mortgagees unless they have requested and provided a specific form to the Strata Corporation saying we want to be notified.
In which case they're obliged.
Then in which case they're obliged, yes.
Okay. All right. Now, as we go to break, Tony, there's a fairly negative tone to this conversation so far, and it began because of the statistics from 2012, which are becoming more and more evident by the day, that strata owners, some of them in British Columbia, experience cash flow difficulties and run into these issues. But I think a word of reassurance here that, it is perfectly possible to enjoy a wonderful and comfortable life as a strata owner, provided you simply do your math, do your homework, and meet your obligations.
Pay your bills. That's the most important thing as a strata owner you can do, is pay your bills. Comply with the bylaws. And one of those things is pay your strata fees, pay your special levies, pay your bills. And the Strata Corporation's just doing the Strata Corporation has to pay its bills, which means they have to collect money. And it's really a very small percentage of people who are in this position.
Right.
Although where you will find higher concentrations of these problems is where you will have older properties that are they're in a poor state of repair. And they're now faced with special levies. And what has occurred is individuals have bought in with higher mortgages. They have little credit left, and they're now facing special levies.
For massive repairs on an older
building, which was inevitable anyhow.
Sure.
You bought into an old building. You know this was going to happen. The building hasn't been maintained in 30 years. We had a mortgage. We only had 25% down. Since we purchased it, here we are 3 years later. We're now facing $25,000 a unit for special levy. We may or may not have credit to be able to do that. This is where it starts to get complicated.
This is Key Pacific's Talk About Strata on Talk to the Experts here on AM 650. Sterling Fox along with Veronica Franco and Tony Giventu, and we'll be right back.
There's still more ahead with Experts on Call, the show focused on delivering relevant and beneficial consumer information. This is Experts on Call on AM 650.